Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Traore to review today. A very, very interesting card because of the specific chemistry style you have to give to this card in regards to the attributes that he has. But we are looking at a card that is 5'10" with high medium work rates. He does have 4-star skill moves, but also has the 3-star weak foot. So for me personally, because he's right-footed, I will want to use him in the right attacking mid position. I think, if I remember correctly, when I was using his Headliners card, he actually made a really good striker, but because of the base card pace that he has in regards to the stats that he has, you obviously don't need to increase the pace, but it's obviously really nice to have without having to increase, right? In regards to the traits that this card has, he has the flare trait. Everything else isn't too relevant. So obviously with the specifics with this card, pace is obviously perfect. 82 finishing with 85 attacking positioning. You obviously need to give him a sniper chemistry style because a sniper chemistry style will give him a plus 15 for finishing with 99 shot power and 81 composure. Now, the big thing that we have to test out with this card is the agility and balance boost because of the fact that his reactions is a 72. I do personally think that his dribbling will actually be solid because if I remember correctly, his Headliners card still had a really solid dribbling regardless of the fact that his reaction stats wasn't too high because every other stat that he had compensated really well for the reactions being really low. But again, you still need the sniper chemistry style because he needs the finishing boost. He already has a shot power with the composure boost. It'll definitely be a hugely beneficial thing. Now, because he's going to be playing in the right wing position, right attacking mid position, right mid position, we need to see what he's like off the ball wise. That's going to be the most important thing with this card. If he is a stagnant player, he's going to suck because 85 attacking positioning as base card stats, right, with high medium work rates and 90 stamina, a lot of different variables there. We have to see what he's going to play like in game in regards to his movement, right? Passing stats are pretty decent. I mean, they're not amazing, but makes sense for the price that he is on the market. In regards to physical presence, obviously he's an absolute monster in real life, so he's going to have the 99 strength with 90 stamina, 90 jumping. His aggression being a 76, if it was like an 85, if you want to boost it to something like an 85, not bad either in regards to certain runs because he'll be able to outbody a lot of players, I think regardless because he has a pretty big body type in game. So yeah, we'll see what's up with this card, man. Hopefully he's not terrible. I knew that this was a whole link that my boy over here wanted to go with, so pretty cool concept of a team going on over here. We're going to go ahead and use our 4-2-3-1 instructions as we normally do with Traore playing in the right cam position because that's the position I see him being most utilized in. We are going to play the game normally at first, or maybe we're going to do the review right away for the card because I need to see if he just moves around with my players nicely because with Mkhitaryan on high work rates in the cam position and Diogo Jota being like a on and off player in my opinion, we need to see what Traore is going to do with him and Jimenez as the striker. So a lot of different interesting variables to take into consideration. So again, guys, we're going to be using him on comeback and defense because he does have the stamina, so nothing too crazy in regards to that. Let's get into a game, see how he plays. Hopefully he plays the 4-2-3-1 nicely, and I don't have to mess with him too much like I had to with Mane, and he just performs really nicely in game. Ooh, this should be a very good team to test him out against. A decent defense, decent midfield with pretty generic meta-wise attackers, so yeah, should be good enough. Alright, so defensive tactics. Let's see how you move on the ball, Traore. Let's check this out. Obviously massive in game. Skill moves come off really quickly. Yeah, that dribbling that he has with the height and body that he has will be good. It's definitely not super responsive. You can definitely feel the reactions part being low on the card, but I think he'll compensate well for the body type that he has in game. Left stick dribbling is not too bad. It's actually quite responsive. Again, reactions is still a little low, so you do notice it. It's a noticeable thing. But it's not like a thing where it's like, oh, like it's unusable because reactions is way too low. It's not one of those things, I wouldn't say. That whole situation right there was completely wrong. I actually settled the ball, did a heel-to-heel flick, and because this game's responsiveness is amazing, he flicks the ball backwards instead. Oh, he's actually cutting inside. Power strike from there? Ah, not too powerful right there. He's a little bit off balance because he's coming off of like an emphasized fake shot. So you can see right there that's an emphasized fake shot. So that's why the shot wasn't as direct, because it wasn't really like a good settled touch, right? But he was moving into the middle right there, which is very interesting. Aggressively makes that run to open up the space for himself, so not too bad there. Little shielding right here against Conte. Not too bad. Conte is obviously like a short player that just gets ahead of players because of his attributes. But yeah, physical presence really noticeable with Traore's card for sure. I wouldn't say the card is amazing so far. He's definitely pretty fun to use, but we'll see what's up. He's already making that run right there too. That's pretty good. Let's try a finesse shot with an unsettled touch right there. So you can see that the ball's kind of like right at his feet. So he's not really going to take the best finesse shot right there. Okay, so not too bad there. My commands are literally disappearing. Like I'm pressing the pass button and he's like, I don't remember you pressing the A button. I don't remember. Okay, so he actually cuts inside in that position right there too. So not too bad, boys. Not too bad. Okay, we'll take that deflection back. This guy is super, super far back in his defensive area. Super narrow, you know, all that jazz. Okay, guys, so for the second half, we're going to go ahead and switch some tactics and stuff that we need to switch because of the way that the team kind of moves and whatnot. We're going to have to keep the width a little bit lower. Depth, we'll keep it the same. We're going to have this on balance with lower width in regards to all that jazz. 2 and 2 should be okay. Instructions on the cards will keep the exact same, and we'll basically just take it from there. So we will be trying the second half. With Traore's card, he feels kind of generic so far. It doesn't really feel like a special card to have in a team, but if you were to pack him, it'd be like a cool variable to have, if anything, you know? All right, nice little play right there with Mkhitaryan to score the opportunity with a nice little off-the-ball movement right there. Traore definitely cuts inside, guys. Like he's not like a super stagnant right attacking mid, which is great. Obviously, I didn't really want him to be like that, so it's good that he is generally moving around the pitch really nicely. Like if he was stagnant like someone like Team of the Year Mane was, then I'd have huge problems with this card for sure. This is what you're supposed to be the best at doing, Traore, is just running past people. Look at how far back this guy is with all these players. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and switch Jota to the right side with Traore playing in the left cam position. Because Traore actually kind of like transitions on the inside quite consistently, we're going to see what he does in that situation there. There you go. That's how you score a goal, my dude. This game is so unbalanced when it actually like comes to skill, because situations like that, man, if someone's going to play like that defensive, like not only do you have to deal with the sluggish gameplay if it chooses to be sluggish, but your attacking AI is just not good enough against it. Like they don't move well enough. Like I have good enough players to utilize empty space properly. Like even if I switch to balance possession, it's just, I don't know, man. You pass one of their defenders and their AI saves them countless times. Sometimes your shots from regular shots aren't good because you're not taking those 3 consistent shots. It's just, it's like a huge misbalance, man. But so far with Traore's card, guys, he just feels very generic in the team, right? I switched the tactics during that game as well to 2 and 2 because with balance instruction, it kind of makes the players play more freely. I might actually have to tell Raul Jimenez to be a target man and stay central. I want to see what he does with those instructions. I'm going to try Traore one more time on the sides, and I want to see how he utilizes the side position. He does actually cut inside quite often. Not as consistently as someone like the Team of the Season Salah card, but I do want to see what he's going to play like with the balanced instructions now in regards to the tactics. So let's go see how he plays now. There we go. Do a nice little skill move to open up the space in the middle right there. Yeah, I think on the balance instructions, this team in general is going to play better. Sometimes, like, I'm telling you guys, man, like, I'm really big on tactics, instructions, and characteristics of players because sometimes I really do find that I don't play well because of the tactics that I have with the players that I have. Like, there's moments where I'll just switch it during the game and I'm like, boom, 3-4 goals just pass, right? It's very, very important to have a good knowledge on player characteristics and the tactics you need for certain situations, because even in the last game when the guy was playing super defensive with the sluggish attacking, I felt like the balanced tactics for attacking were working a little bit better for sure in the team. Comes back in position pretty quickly, to be honest with you. The comeback and defense tactic or the instruction. Stays out wide in that situation. Okay. Pass into the middle here. Stays out wide again. Starts the movement forward in that situation. Sticks to position right there. Doesn't really cut inside. Sticks to position there. Situations like this, if you have Jimenez on your team, you can kind of like... That's again, that playstyle of not consistently always moving in the left and right cam position is something that I personally don't like. But if you want to utilize someone like Jimenez's heading ability, right, Traore will definitely help out with that, right? Because he's a stagnant player on the sides that sometimes does the whole cut inside thing. He's like, it's very strange because the tactics and instructions with the card will really depend on the attacking tactics that you use. Because when I was using possession, I feel like he was cutting inside more often, but with balance, he wasn't doing it as much. So what I actually want to do now is I kind of want to switch to players in the box set to 5, and then we'll have it set to like 4 width. I want to see how he moves now. Okay, there you go. So, again, you can kind of see in that situation right there, he's not really one of those guys that's going to always like cut inside on the balance instructions. This time we had players in the box set to 4 or 5. We switched it, obviously. Again, I can't remember what it was. But that right there is how you're going to best utilize this card, is Traore's pace, getting in behind, using his shot power with improved finishing with the sniper chemistry style to score those certain opportunities, right? So, you just got to find what works best for the player. Like, again, I still wouldn't really consider him a good player to get out of the options, but for my boy Abraham, for instance, like, it's a cool player for him to get because he's got the whole variable working for him with Jota, Jimenez, and Traore in the same team because of the Wolves links, and I can never pass the sides anymore. I don't know what it is. So it'd be a cool player for him to pack, for instance, right? But it just depends on how your team is kind of like thing. Look, even that situation right there, look at how he's already running. So he's probably going to do the same thing again, right? Cut inside. We'll try a shot from that angle. A little bit farther away from the net, so that's why the shot wasn't that great. He needs a little bit more power in that situation from me. He might actually score that opportunity there if we did have more power. But again, that's where you're going to see Traore best utilized. So switch your tactics in a way where he's always going to make those constant runs to the side, right? He's going to utilize that space to the side as much as possible. If someone is playing really narrow, Traore is going to be able to do stuff like this and, again, get past the defenders, right? Stuff like that's going to be a huge thing with this card. But the 99 pace is not too relevant with this card. Ooh, a little cut inside right here. You're going to utilize that space at the bottom. He was a little bit stagnant. He was like, am I going to do it? Am I not going to do it? A little indecisive there. Watch, once I make this pass upwards to the fullback, I want you guys to see how he positions himself. Once I start dribbling like this. You see how he already starts running? That's going to be the most consistent thing about this card, is him wanting to make those runs to the side instantly. But again, you have to have the right tactics and instructions. Like instructions, he's on balance. You can see that that's his characteristic, right? If I make these dribbles right here, boom, he already starts to make that run upwards. So that's what he's going to do all the time. Again, I personally don't prefer that, but it just depends on how you want your players to move, right? Look at my right stick not working. My right stick's not working, look. My LB's not working either. My controller's not working and it's turned on. Look at this. Now it's working. Oh my god. I didn't even do anything. Great defensive presence there at Traore. This game is so broken, man. I wish this gameplay was good, guys. It'd be so nice to create content consistently on this game. Alright guys, so final verdict on Traore's card. I don't know, man. He feels very generic. That whole thing of like him just running in a straight line is not really something that I want my players on the side to do. Now, could it be an ideal situation if you want to use him in a 4-4-2 setup? Yeah, that kind of variable in the attack is actually really nice to have, especially if you have the two strikers and your center mids kind of like occupying the edge of the 18-yard box. So this card is not a 4-2-3-1 player. It is strictly like a 4-3-3, a 4-4-2 formation type player, because in a 4-2-3-1, he's not really going to move that well for you. But that concept that he has where, you know, if you have the right tactics on him, he kind of just like runs in a straight line and he's just really fast. Like, that's going to be like the most noticeable thing with this card. I do think with the sniper chemistry style, the reactions part is still very noticeable in the cards in regards to really, really quick dribbling. But I do think that the agility, balance, ball control, and dribbling do compensate really well because 72 reactions is really low, right? His finishing is actually quite solid with the 97 finishing and 99 shot power in certain situations where he actually does get in front of goal. So can't really complain in regards to that. But in regards to in-game quality, I would honestly prefer to get Kovacic over Adama Traore's card, and I know that might be a weird thing to some people, but Traore just feels very generic, man. 3-star weak foot, off-the-ball movement is only running in a straight line, and, you know, dribbling is just not there yet with the card, you know, but it's a fun card to use. Like I said, for my boy over here, he has the whole variable working with him with Jota, Jimenez, and Adama Traore in the team. So it's cool to try to have fun with stuff like that, but I just don't really enjoy it too much personally. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.